I'm sure you've heard of something called the butterfly effect. It's basically a flap of a butterfly's wings can actually create a hurricane or a tornado somewhere else, somewhere in the future. Now, basically, what that signifies is saying that small, insignificant, and microscopic events that happen today can impact the future as a whole in a tremendous and very significant manner as well. Now, what if I were to tell you that there's also another concept called keystone habits? And that's what we're actually going to talk about today in this video and why keystone habits are actually so important. You see, keystone habits are basically how the name suggests. Essentially, they're very key to actually unlocking a lifestyle or the next level of life that you actually want to live. And it actually helps you create momentum as well. And it basically triggers a positive outcome and triggers a chain reaction of getting more positive and good habits into your life as well. So, for example, something like going to the gym. You're getting healthy, you're exercising, and you're doing all these things. So, therefore, once you first implement the gym as a keystone habit, if that is your keystone habit, then you're obviously going to find it easier to say no to junk food, or maybe to sleep early, or maybe to eat healthier as well. So, all of these things you can kind of trace back to going to the gym, which is your keystone habit. Mind you, your keystone habit can literally just be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to the gym, but it could be about cooking. It could also be about waking up early. It can literally be about recording a YouTube video. So that just means that you trigger a positive reaction about following your hobbies and following your pursuits. Whatever your keystone habit is, if you make it a part of your daily lifestyle, eventually it will trigger some positive changes in your life as well. And I think that's why keystone habits matter so much. You see, whenever we want to make a drastic change in our life, we end up overwhelming ourselves because we want to basically change our entire life, right? So instead of just focusing on one area, we want to focus on our entire life. And because of that, because we get so overwhelmed just by everything that's going on in our life, eventually your intensity and that desire to change is going to die and it's going to flame out so quickly that you're just going to be stuck in the same position that you once were when you first started as well. But see, this is where keystone habits matter so much, because instead of just wanting to make a drastic change in all areas of your life, you can just focus on one area of your life to actually make that change in the first place. And then from there, that positive chain reaction can actually happen and propel you forward, and you can have that momentum carry you forward into actually you becoming the person that you actually want to be. And the great thing about this is that you don't have to do all of this in one day. This can take weeks or months or even years to develop up one keystone habit. But that's why it's so great, because you have all the time in the world to do it as long as you understand that you need to get started today. So don't overburden yourself into thinking that you need to change all areas of your life today, because you don't. You only need to make a positive net difference today in one habit, and you can pick that habit. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, I understand the concept of a keystone habit, but how exactly do I pick a keystone habit? What is my first keystone habit as well? Well, here's how you would pick something like this. You should work backwards. You should say, okay, these are my long-term goals. What exactly do I need to do on a very microscopic daily level to accomplish these long-term goals? So let's say, for example, if your long-term goal is to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube, what do you need to do on a year-by-year basis first, and then a month-by-month basis, and then a week-by-week basis, and then on a day-to-day basis? What exactly do you actually need to do on a daily basis to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube? And you'll find your answer there. So for example, if your goal is actually to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube, that means on a day-to-day basis, you need to make sure that your thumbnails are correct, that you actually make good videos, that your videos are actually entertaining and informative, and just making sure that every single video that you put out is better than the last one that you put out. And that is eventually how you will get to 1 million subscribers if you're consistent. And this is the great thing about keystone habits as well, is that they don't require perfection. They just require for you to start small and then just put in that effort that you actually have today according to your own expertise. So for example, even if you're hitting the gym and you want to hit a PR maximum of 225 pounds on a bench press, a keystone habit doesn't require you to just go to a gym and keep on lifting that amount of weight until you actually can lift it. No, all the Keystone habit requires for you to do is to actually go to the gym and just bench press 10 pounds in the beginning, or maybe even 20, or whatever it is that you can actually handle, as long as it is a small and consistent habit change that you are actually implementing in your lifestyle. And eventually, those changes are going to spill over. You see, once you actually have all the motivation to get into the gym, eventually, if you keep on going for a month or maybe 2 months, you're just going to be disciplined about going to the gym, and that is going to be incorporated into your lifestyle. So look, you focused on one area of your life, which was fitness, for example, or maybe your hobby of pursuing a YouTube channel, and now it's so incorporated and so entrenched in your life that it's basically a part of your daily schedule. And now you can take on something else as well. So maybe that means that you start meal prepping as well. Or maybe you start sleeping on time. Or maybe you sign up for a half marathon and you start training for that. And guess what? All of these different things and all of these different habits that you actually want to implement now and change in other areas of your life, they can all be linked back to gym, which was your first Keystone habit. And that is basically how you're going to stack those habits, and you're going to dust the competition in the long run. Because as long as you can focus on one habit at a time and then put the second habit and then the third habit into your life, and just keep on doing that and stack those habits until you have completely changed your life around, until you're absolutely unrecognizable, that's how you're going to start. Those small, incremental, and consistent changes in one area of your life is all you need to turn your life around. So in conclusion, just remember that you do not need to change your entire life overnight, because I promise you that change is not sustainable whatsoever. All you need to do is make a change in one habit in your life. You get to choose what that is. All the power is within your hands, and all you have to do is a very small but consistent effort every single day, and eventually your life is going to change around. So let me actually know in the comments down below what Keystone habits you actually want to establish in your life. And if this video helped you out at all, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I make videos like this all the time. And also leave a like on this video and send it to one of your friends, because I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.